Hello and welcome back to Mortal Kombat 9 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. Smoke is under attack by an invisible opponent. I hate that.
Oh.
By Shang Tsung.
Because, of course, in video games, the beauty of having an opponent you can't see is they don't have to animate them.
Hey, Sector.
Robot Sector.
Yes.
Actually did it. You're a cyborg.
More stealthful than the night. More deadly than the dawn. I do like that phrase. I hate fighting Robot Sector. Robot Sector, for the record, plays exactly like Human Sector did. Also, Mortal Kombat 9 is the first time we've ever actually seen Human Sector. However, Robot Sector, I think Robot Sector specifically likes to use his teleport more often than Human Sector did. Sector's teleport is honestly one of the best teleports in the game.
No doubt. Dude, I gotta say, MK9 nailed it with the nostalgia look for Robot Sector. Most identifiably so, those dreadlocks, which I could see might have weights at the end so that he can even use it as a weapon.
In theory he could, but more often than not, it ends up just being an extended explosive, and not even in this game, and that's usually in other games where his head is as an additional explosive. I think I remember specifically in Mortal Kombat, either Deception or Armageddon, Sector had the ability to detach his head and use it as an explosive.
Nah.
But yeah, what I'm doing there specifically is baiting Sector into doing teleport, blocking it, and then going into uppercut. Because if he uses the base version of his teleport, he ends up being quite negative on block and stuck in the air. So.
See, I had a feeling you were going to win that fight, except for the part that you didn't use any X-ray attacks in order to pull that off.
We actually got shake off. Woohoo!
There's more going on than just health meters, because the amount of ass kicking you get lodged on your meter towards an X-ray, whoa, then you can actually gain advantage even through a losing round.
No, for the record, you still actually take damage when you block. You just take significantly less damage. I think blocking cuts damage by 3/4.
Well, that's the general idea that games try to get across. That Dark Souls, for instance, you have a shield, use it. Use your endurance instead of using it. Some games will negate like all the damage unless, like in a Dark Souls situation, you take so much hits to your endurance that you collapse and then you get the shit kicked out of you.
Ray dude.
No. Smoke is going to become Robo-Smoke.
This is one of the only positive actions that Raiden takes in the entire game, and it ends up being a neutral action, sadly.
Well, how perfect that because he is not cyborg and instead electrical resistant human, that the robots around him completed right in circuit.
Thank you, Lord Raiden. I am called Smoke. Why are you here in Outworld?
To participate in a tournament to save Earthrealm. Join us, Smoke.
Forgive me, but if Sector was searching for me, he is hunting.
Oh my god, I finally figured out who I would not even be surprised if it was the same person. This might be the dude who fucking voices the Imperials in Lord Sheogorath in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
The tournament. I have a feeling your friend will be there.
Possible. I mean, MK9 does have a rather star-studded cast of voice actors, but I don't know who most of them are. So, hey, Cyrax. For the record, that has always been Cyrax's official designation. I don't know. It's been an Easter egg for the longest time, but now it's just officially canon.
I actually successfully silenced my phone this time. Anyway, let's go on.
Okay, so we have officially started a SubZero's chapter. He will also have 4 fights, just like everyone else. I am not good with SubZero. Like the only, as Pascal had mentioned, the only thing that I really know how to do with SubZero is Ice Ball into 113, which is jab heavy.
The Icy Sword. Which was actually a thing in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance because of the fighting style system, which allowed each character to wield their own non-melee weapon of choice.
For the record, we've actually had weapons in Mortal Kombat going all the way back to Mortal Kombat 3 because the ninja specifically, I think the only ninja that didn't actually have ninjas that didn't actually have weapons were Ermac and SubZero, but Scorpion and Smoke both had battle axes.
Battle axes. Ah!
It was after Mortal Kombat 3 that they decided to switch Scorpion over to either a katana or a broadsword, depending on the game. Usually it's katana because of his Chinese Chinese/Japanese ninja culture, but he's also been known to have a broad or long sword.
Next week on Cooking with Scorpion, chopping, cake decorating,
and
chopping.
Yes, that is from Deadly Alliance.
Which honestly was probably... Well, I mean, all the latter Mortal Kombat games, of course, used the abundance of history and fucking memorabilia throughout not just the game, but the franchise in order to supply a well-stocked VIP room where you can check out and meet the developers, schematics and stuff, and see some cool drawings and some kick-ass funny videos. Deadly Alliance really went over the top, and it happened at a time, I think, when it was really profound how to what degree they took it to.
Where would I find him?
Try the Coliseum. That's where.
And here we have the reintroduction of one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters.
Cthulhu?
No, not Cthulhu. Or Legion, although he's effectively a Legion character. Hey, Ermac.
I can't do anything. It's like he can read my mind.
Well, actually, he's using telekinesis to rip off and, in fact, incinerate Jax's arms.
Damn.
So yes, this is a small change to the timeline, to be perfectly honest. Jackson's supposed to lose his arms until the start of Mortal Kombat 3 when he loses his arms in a battle with either Motaro or Goro, one of the two.
It has become Raiden's objective to create this deviation from the core canon once and for all.
Alright, Ermac as an opponent is honestly not all that difficult. He also gets a reverse teleport, which is why I actually am I am rather fond of his playstyle. But the big thing to note about Ermac is that he's very much a more expanded version of his appearance from Mortal Kombat 3. He gets access to telekinetic push, slam, teleport, and he also gets the Soul Ball from Mortal Kombat 3. They are honestly the best things about his kit. Honestly, one of the better things about his kit is his relatively free-flowing melee combos, which hit relatively hard and are pretty easy to map out on dial a combo.
Gotcha.
I missed the uppercut.
Yeah, you missed the uppercut. Well, because you didn't let him finish. Unfortunately, SubZero causes his opponent to freeze at the moment when the attack lands, which does not allow the necessary descent and forward motion in order to connect with your uppercut.
So one of the easier ways to counter counter Ermac, at least on normal mode, is to wait for him to attempt to do his telekinetic slam, and then punish him from there.
Well, we're fucking destroying him this game. Like, what the fuck happened?
There we go.
There you go. Sweep for the win. Hello, face.
I should have
meet
actually
floor.
done 1-1-3 there as my opener. And yes, SubZero does still have Frozen Puddle, and if they get hit by it, they are stunned slightly.
I actually find it comical how like not lethal these stabbing attacks are in this game. Like,
I love telekinetic push in this game. Telekinetic push hits from close to mid screen, and it does a full screen, not more than a knockback. What I dislike about fighting Ermac specifically is the fact that his teleport grants him projectile immunity. We lost a round.
damn it. Well, we lost the match. Now you gotta go 2-1 again. It's alright, shake it off. Here we go. Nice 3-hit combo. Now, does Gerdat land a whoopsie at any point during this campaign run?
What do you mean a whoopsie?
I would classify a whoopsie as a combo string between 6 or 9 hits.
No, because in order to successfully do that, I would need to have a shitload of time. I would need to have a shitload of time in practice mode. Figure out what multiple dialogue combos I would need in order to hit it, as well as figure out what character I would want to hit it with. To be perfectly honest, the only character I could get that naturally with is probably Sonya, and we've already passed her chapter. Well, Sonya or Liu Kang, and Liu Kang, I have to do it with X-ray and the bicycle kick, which I did show off, which was 10 hits.
Round 2, fight!
Whoopsie! Well, I mean, it still counts. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's counting. It might be counting a combination of hits inflicted and, or like on a divisory scale that it also accounts for the damage and then takes the average per hit or something. I'm not sure, but it's one of the most awesome things that can happen in Mortal Kombat. It's a second, probably only to the fatalities, of course.
Which again, we will only get to see one of throughout the campaign.
Dun dun dun.
And the fatality that we get to see isn't even that good of a fatality, honestly. Really.
Babality.
So do you have any memories of Ermac?
Not really, no. So when did Ermac arrive in the franchise? As this is a look back on the
Ermac
franchise.
is playable as of Mortal Kombat 2. He was the first Easter egg for Mortal Kombat 1 to be made into a playable character. Both he and Jade became playable in Mortal Kombat 2 after their Easter egg inclusion in Mortal Kombat 1.
Easter egg, yes. Because that was definitely, well, that was a thing in early games in general, is just the player should assume that there are things hidden in the game that most people would probably miss.
Sonya Blade to command.
For the record, Ermac was not an intentional Easter egg. It's just that the text box wasn't large enough in order to accommodate the actual error message.
As soon as possible.
Error Mac.
But I need your help to get him.
You can use it to transport yourselves back to Earth.
And in the next episode, we will finish SubZero's chapter.
They took my arms and threw them over there. They took my legs and threw them over there.